Hello and welcome to my Fresh Start gameplay series. This is part 2. So I'm continuing to walk and I have this journey milestone. It seems that I've discovered all species on the planet. We've seen that just at the end of the previous video. Okay, scanning for more units, and notice that there are sometimes some plants that aren't scannable. Things that obviously are plants. We'll see them in a few moments. Ferrite dust and sodium, always useful. There's some damaged machinery here. Okay, so the reason to take damaged machinery is that sometimes not only do you get these viscous fluids that can be refined into nanites, it takes several steps, but it does happen. But sometimes you don't get nanites. Sometimes it's pretty rare, but you can get upgrade modules. I'd like to use this opportunity to thank the channel members Kelteru278, Tavi N, Greg Attaway, and Remington Holloway. Your support is super important. Thank you so much. So this is one that I've already actually explored. Otherwise I would have the interaction circle. Right, going towards the ship, back towards the ship, and we'll try to finish fixing it and get to leave this planet. Further and further. Life support is dwindling, and this is a tall hill. Just waiting for the recovery of the jetpack and our stamina for sprinting. Recharged. This is a hazardous flora. Gives oxygen. My ship is over there. How did I get here?
Toxic protection falling.
Sometimes it makes sense to go on the over the side. Now this thing is obviously a plant or a creature, but it's just for decoration, despite the way that it looks. Now, if you noticed, it did say sentient plant, which means you can interact with it and get it. But if you do that, well, we'll get to see what that does later. Usually it brings sentinels to you, but we're not there yet. There's another hazardous flora here. Now let's skip that and just use the jetpack to climb as much as we can. Wait for it to recover, and here we are. Right. Let's see. So on the right it says Starship repair, critical maintenance, repair the pulsed engine. We go into the ship, and we can repair it now because we have the hermetic seal. We already used the metal plating. Now we need to make some pure ferrite, right? So basically we need to deploy a refiner. The refiner requires 1 metal plating and 30 oxygen, right? Let's make one. And we have enough oxygen, so we can just place the refiner, interact with it, and we need to give it some fuel. Condensed carbon is generally more, I guess, more effective or efficient. So we need some ferrite dust to make pure ferrite from. Let's take that and start the refinement. This one's pretty quick, and it's a 1-to-1. Grab it, put it in the suit, and let's repair the ship. Yeah, we can put it in the suit or in the ship, doesn't matter. Pick up the refiner so we don't forget where it is. I've left so many refiners on planets, it's unbelievable. There we go. And we're ready. Alright, let's exit the ship for a second and deploy the refiner just to get some more material ready. Ferrite dust is really, really important. There's so many things that you need it for. And we've already seen there aren't that many small rocks in this area. So I'm going to use the time to refine it.
Toxic protection falling.
While it's refining, we can just continue to explore the area a little bit. We're almost done. I've taken half, and I'm going to refine some pure ferrite so that I'll have that as well. Once this is done, let's place it there, and let's refine some residual goop into viscous fluids. That's the first step in the series that ends with nanites, by the way. Hey, damaged machinery and some sodium. Get some more. This one requires an advanced mining laser. This one's a damaged machinery I haven't used. Sometimes you get Fecium here. Now there's a reason why Fecium is written like that and why it sounds this way. Because it sounds a little bit like feces. And yeah, this is what you can get actually if you feed a one of the animals, one of the fauna. Eventually they'll poop, and if you search the poop, you'll get Fecium. So even though it's not written in the same way, right? Metal fingers sometimes contain materials that are very useful. Uranium, for example, is useful to recharge some elements in your ship, right? So I've cut this short, but here's the uranium that I have. Uranium is really useful on the ship. And we got some gold from these metal fingers as well. Now, a geode you can analyze, and it gives you some ferrite dust or some other material, sometimes cobalt. Yeah. Right. Now, looking at the ship, pure ferrite going to the ship. I think the uranium is used to recharge the launch thrusters or the pulse engine. I can't remember. Not by heart, that is. Right. So we've made some ion batteries. These are very useful to recharge some of the hazard protection and stuff like that. Yeah, those I want on me. Keep on me just what I really need. So now I'm already refining viscous fluids into living slime. Right, let's look in the refiner. The green tells you that it's done. We have 272 living slime. Just put it back in the ship. Now we have the total of 359. That refines into runaway mold. Right, I'm not going to do that now because I really want to just do something else. And what do you know? It's time to lift off and fly. Seek answers among the stars. There we are. Yeah. Ikirijawa system, Euclid galaxy. And if you don't know, Euclid galaxy is the name of the first galaxy. And here we're asked to test starship systems. Test flight controls and thrust with W. Now test the boost with shift. With the left shift specifically. Right? Yeah, we were wobbling around, we're looking. Hold space to test the pulse engine, and we're pulsing. And hey, we have an incoming message, so we open the quick menu, and we're looking at the communications, the communicator. Please identify yourself. I'm... So I decide to identify myself. You are not alone. Follow the... Broadcast ends strangely as it began. The final piece of the signal appears to be a set of planetary coordinates. So let's input them. Hey, Leewood's Minor is a paradise planet.
Alert. Navigational data received.
And cool. The signal source is on that paradise planet. Now, the paradise planets, in case you don't know, are planets where generally there are no storms. There are... Alright, our pulse engine is... going down, so how about we do some recharging? Let's recharge the launch thruster that uses uranium.
Recharge.
And the pulse engine uses tritium,
Technology.
and there
Recharge.
are other ways. Continuing to pulse. Now it says 3 seconds, 2 seconds, but once you get in the atmosphere, it goes a little bit slower, so the number rises again, and there's still another 20 seconds. And the location is approximate. It's not exact. Right, so this is an approximate location. So if you don't know where to land, you can just land and search for it. Now I'm looking. Let's land. Looking sideways. Let's exit the cockpit. Planetary record. Largest planet. That's pretty cool. Pretty beautiful, actually. Oh, we're close enough. Okay. The source is in range. It's actually in that specific broken machinery or damaged machinery. Broken. Now this one says broken technology, not damaged machinery. The sparking wire of the machine generates a signal, tapping out its broadcasting to the world. Whoever left this message must have meant it for us. Decoding 16. No fueling. Failed to reach station. Hazard protection low. No choice but to underground. Deployed base computer. As well as the log entry, the signal contained plans for a base computer and a terrain manipulator. With any luck, the base computer will hold more information about whoever is leaving these messages. Extract plans. And we got the 2 blueprints. Right. Let's scan some fauna here.
Units received.
More units, it's always good. Flyers. Now, if you look at the bottom right, it tells you that it wants you to install the terrain manipulator first. But let's extract whatever we can from here. It's a damaged container. Let's take the rusted metal. What did we get? Korvax casing. Could be useful. It could be useful for units as well. Take the rusted metal. And what do we get? A Gek relic. A Gek and a Korvax relic from the same place. Okay, so this one saves your game, but also gives you navigation data, which is very useful. Another container. What do we get now? More nanites. Insert a microprocessor. Very good. And some projectile ammunition for when we have a weapon, which currently we don't. But let's install the terrain manipulator because it's so useful. It requires 1 dihydrogen jelly, which apparently we have, and 2 carbon nanotubes. Right? Let's make them and go and install the terrain manipulator. But I'm going to move the mining beam to sit next to it. Yeah, very good. Let's move the analysis visor over there. Scanner. Yeah, we're good. Now it says gather copper, 0 of 60. See those markers? Those blue. Yeah, this is a paraffinium deposit. There's a copper deposit 464U away over there. Let's mark it. Let's find another one. Maybe there's a closer one. This one's 116U away. Yeah, let's go there. 116U is no reason not to go there. Wait, 5? Now that we have a terrain manipulator, we can actually dig down for the buried technology module. That'll give us salvaged data, which we can later use to buy some technology blueprints. Salvage data. 1, 2. 2 salvage data. Where is that? 60U. I don't see it. Oh, look. This is a weird one. A glitch in the game, I guess. This is the whole deposit. It's tiny. Yeah. Now the marker stays here because maybe there was another sliver of copper somewhere that hasn't disappeared. but it doesn't matter. Opportunity. Let's scan.
Units
3,000 units for this one. This is the largest herbivore we've seen.
Units received.
Right.
Units
So we have 2 out of 60 copper. This one's sac venom. Now we need to find another copper deposit.
Units received.
This is the marker for here. It's not going to show once we've done with it. But, you know, it's always worth just checking. It doesn't look like there was anything here. So let's use the scanner and look for some more copper. So first one we see is this one, copper deposit 534U. This one's behind the mountain or something, so we can't scan it. Yeah, while we're at it,
Received.
now we need to use the switch weapon command, G with PC,
Units
to switch from terrain manipulator back to mining beam. Now this is the one we've been to. The one that was floating in the air, funny as it is.
Units received.
And as we continue to scan stuff here, I just noticed something. Let's scan this, but
Received.
you know, something caught my eye down there. You see those? Yeah, those are underground relics. They are worth quite a few units. And it's pretty easy to take them. All you need to do is just, you know, interact and they're gone. So 6 vortex cubes. That's pretty good. They're worth 34,800 units. That's pretty good. Of course, they could be worth a little bit more, a little bit less, depending on which specific space station you're visiting. So you can see this one has just a primary element, so this will be only cobalt. And then the other ones that are growing from the ground, the stalagmites, I think. I need to check. I don't remember which one is which. Yeah, we need some copper. And the reason we need copper, because copper refines into chromatic metal, and that is the material needed to create the base computer.
Units received. Units received.
Yeah, let's scan as much as we can because we want those units. This one I expected to be way more units, but it isn't for some reason. Let's go there. This one's a little bit more difficult because it's way up there.
Life support power low.
Right, let's recharge.
Recharge.
Notice that you can recharge with an ion battery, but the problem is that if you have 20% left and you recharge with an ion battery, you're wasting 20% of the ion battery, of course. Right, copper deposit 62U away. Yep, let's get there. And here it is. If we look carefully, we'll see it in a second. There we are. Yep, now we can start mining. Notice that the miner has different sizes of aperture. If you're using the small aperture, you'll mine more, but it will take you longer. However, it is also more efficient in fuel. The amount of material per fuel is better. Anyways, I've skipped forward. You don't need to see me mine this whole thing, but yeah. So now we have plenty of copper. Ooh, that's another creature. How many units?
Units
3,000. This is one of the ones that give you a lot of units.
Units
Another 3,000.
received.
Another 3,000.
Received.
Yeah, okay. Ooh, new creature record. Most intelligent being. No, it's not us. For sure. Yeah, let's get back to the ship. Where was that? Ooh, that's a nice scroller.
Received.
But only 1,000 units. Yeah, alright. Hazardous flora. Yeah, mining beam. Or just use the terrain manipulator to manipulate this out of existence, right? Right. You can see the ship over there, at least the marker. And once we get there, we can then refine some hazardous flora. And sometimes it's a little bit more difficult to get them to disappear like that. Maybe it's the aperture size? Yeah, there it is. Fine. Makes a hole, but we don't mind so much. Right. So here's my ship. Let's see. Yeah, let's put down a refiner and make some copper into chromatic metal.
Technology recharged.
Where's that copper? Yep, there it is. I'll go to about 1/4 of the copper. It's enough, 74 units of chromatic metal. And the fuel that we have will suffice for sure. In the next episode, I'm going to have some friends with me in the recording. Hopefully that'll make things a little bit nicer, more fun. We'll see about that. Alright, so when we pick it up, we get the fuel and the chromatic metal back. And of course, the refiner. Okay. Now we need to figure out where to place the base computer. Now this area is pretty flat. It's kind of suitable. So let's just do that. Find a spot, place the base computer. Currently it's named Ione Base. But don't worry, we're gonna rename it. First we need to claim the base. There's a sonar test that reveals that there's nobody around. Hey, look on the right here. This is a minor settlement. That's a nice thing to have pretty close. Right, the base computer archives are ready. And accessing log from previous user. Storm sweeping across, but construction supplies are low. We have some shelter plans, some various different blueprints, other types of building parts. Let's rename the base. We'll call it Fresh Start Base 1. Very good. And we can't upload it because the base only has one part, the base computer. But it tells you what to do, right? Okay. First of all, you need to place down a floor. Now you can snap another floor, and another floor, and another floor.
Weather warning. Incoming
Now
storm.
this is something strange. This is part of the tutorial. The only reason there's a storm here while this is a paradise planet is because
Base computer online.
it's because it's part of the tutorial. And this is the only storm that will be here because this is a paradise planet, right? The superheated storm is only part of the tutorial, right? So I've had not enough material, raw materials to build what I needed. So I'm gonna just erase. You see now I've erased some of the parts, and I'm going here inside and far from the opening. It's okay. The storm is not affecting me as much. And that is what the game wants to show you in the tutorial part. Okay. Right. Yeah, we can actually build cool door. Now we can go closer to the opening and we're still protected from the storm, and this is what the game really wanted to show you. Okay, I'm in build camera. I'm picking up the base computer and placing it inside. Right. Now we can go here and see if we can upload it. Accessing logs, additional archives recovered. Entry, blah blah blah. Follows. Construction largely a success. Recovered salvage data from nearby. Plans logged. Scans indicate additional subterranean devices. Beginning search. Go on, give me the plans. Whoever recorded these logs evidently had some success. I have access to their plans and perhaps I can learn from them. And this one gives me a research construction unit. Oh, construction research unit. Now we can deploy this thing, right? If we want to, and start building. And the game actually wants me to do that. Okay, I actually really need to do that. In the next episode, we'll see what happens when you forget that this is what you need to do. GoodGuysFree here, and I'll see you again soon.